Hey, what's up guys, it's Rebecca and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through some stretches and poses that help to relieve stress and anxiety. Particularly at the moment with all the uncertainties in the world, it's really easy to have additional stress. I know I am certainly a victim of that. Holding on to stress and anxiety can cause a lot of physical and mental discomfort, so it's important that we do things to try and help relieve that tension. So these poses and stretches should help with that. So before we start, just make sure that the area you are in is as stress-free as you can make it. So if you have kids or pets that aren't as chilled out as Lady, then maybe just put them in a different room while you do this, or encourage them to join in and be quiet and chill out. So you can get fancy, you can light candles, get some diffuser scents going, whatever you want to do to make this as stress-free and relaxing environment as you can. So one thing that we're going to focus on throughout the whole sequence is our breathing, which sounds super cliche when you're talking about like stress relief and all of that, but there's a reason it's a cliche, because it actually helps. All the time we're going to focus on our breathing. You want your breath to come from the base of your belly and inhale up. You want to fill up your lungs. If you want to, you can work on holding that breath for a moment at full capacity before you exhale. Some people prefer that. But the important part is having that nice deep inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Keeping that nice rhythm as we work through the stretches. So I suggest that you try and hold each of these stretches for 10 deep breaths. So find your own pace with your own breath, hold it for 10 and then move on to the next stretch. I also encourage you to try and repeat the stretches 3 rounds through for, nice easing into it, and each time trying to increase the stretch a little bit deeper. For our first stretch, we're going to stand with our feet wide, toes pointing towards the corners of our mat. Inhale, taking the arms up. Exhale, reaching forward, keeping that spine long and relaxing down over the legs. Crown of the head is reaching towards the floor, using the weight of the head and shoulders to pull you closer towards the ground. If this is too intense on the hamstrings, you can add a bend in the knees. You have the option here to take opposite hand to opposite elbow and give a little swing from side to side. This is called the rag doll and will give you a deeper release into the spine as well as the hamstrings. Option to take it further, you can clasp the hands behind the back, extend the elbows and drop those hands forward to increase that stretch. Weight is up and over on the balls of the toes. Keeping that crown of the head reaching towards the mat. Then releasing the arms if they're up, taking them back down to the ground, adding a slight bend in the knees and rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Our next pose is fairly well known, the child's pose. You can either have the knees together, or to go deeper into the hips and lower spine, you're going to open your knees to mat width distance apart, big toes touching and reaching forward. Forehead is going to rest onto the mat, and to make it an active stretch, you're going to really wriggle those fingers forward to the end of the mat and push the butt down into the heels at the back. So focusing on that deep breath and reaching the fingertips forward and pushing the hips down at the back. Our next pose is similar to a downward dog, but it's called the dolphin pose. I've never seen a dolphin do this, but I also haven't seen that many dolphins in my life. So you're going to take your elbows and hands onto the ground and lift the hips up towards the ceiling, making a downward V. Pushing the heels down into the floor. Again, if it's too intense on the hamstrings, you can add a slight bend into the knees. So keeping those hips lifting high and gazing towards the feet. If you want to, you can paddle out through the feet, so alternating bending one knee and the other, pushing the alternate heel into the ground. Some people find this works the calf and the hamstrings a little bit deeper. Carefully coming out of this pose, lower the knees towards the floor, tuck the toes, and then swing the legs round for the next position. Now we're doing bridge pose, so lower yourself carefully down onto the mat, bending the knees and bringing those heels close towards the butt, reaching the fingertips towards the heels, pushing down the shoulders and engaging that belly button. Lifting the hips high towards the ceiling, squeezing the knees and thighs towards each other, not pushing them out to the side. If you want to increase, you can walk the hands and shoulders underneath and lift the hips a little bit higher. Keeping the chin tucked towards the chest and keeping that deep breath in this pose. Then carefully unwalking the hands if they're tucked under and lowering down one vertebrae at a time from upper spine to lower spine. Hugging the knees in towards the chest and giving a little rock from side to side. I suggest holding a bridge for 5 breaths, hugging it out, then taking another bridge for another 5 breaths. Our next stretch is a personal favourite of mine for relieving tension. So you're going to swing your right leg round towards the back and the left leg stays at the front. Sitting up tall, then lifting that back hip as much as you want to, you're going to reach the body forward and relax down towards the ground, forehead resting towards the mat. Now the focus of this stretch is to completely relax into the ground. So you want to feel yourself melting into the mat. I like to take a mental check from head to toe, going through each muscle group and focus on relieving any tension I might be holding onto. The focus of this is to completely release and relax every muscle. After holding here for a few breaths, you're going to walk the hands up and then relax the chest over that front thigh. So adding a side twist in here and the same as before, completely relaxing into the ground. If this feels good, you can stay here. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you're going to walk those hands towards the back corner of the room, taking it a little bit deeper into the side stretch, but again, completely releasing any tension and relaxing into the mat. If you want to, you can stay up and over that thigh, but this is the option to twist just that little bit further. Carefully walking the hands back round towards the front and up towards the body. Releasing the legs out in front of you and give them a little shake, rolling out the hips, bringing life back into the legs. When you're ready, you're going to swing those legs round and do it on the other side. So other leg forward, other leg back, sitting up tall and walking the hands forward and completely relax into the mat. Often you find you're holding tension in areas of the body without realizing it, so I encourage you to mentally check through and release every muscle group in turn, focusing on relaxing deeper into the stretch. Carefully walking those hands round to the side, lifting the chest and relaxing over the leg. Every exhale, try and release deeper into the ground. Option here to walk those hands a little bit further around towards the back and releasing down into the ground. Then carefully walking the hands back round to the front and up towards the body. Swing those legs in front and give them a little shake. Our final few stretches are working on the neck. So very often we hold a lot of tension in our neck and our upper body and we forget to release it. So these simple, easy stretches should help to relieve that tension and relax those muscles. So you can find a comfortable seated position, either with your legs crossed out in front of you, whatever feels good for you, just making sure that our posture is nice and flat. So you want to imagine there's a wall behind you and you're leaning up against it. Shoulders pushing down. You're going to let your right ear fall towards your right shoulder. Taking that right hand, lifting it up and over. You're not going to pull on the neck, you're just going to add the weight of the hand. So don't yank, just add that extra weight. Feeling that gentle stretch on the left side of the neck. If you want to increase the stretch, you can take that left hand, flex at the wrist and lift the hand to the side, or keep the hand on the knee. Then lowering that arm down and using that right hand to lift the head back up to center. Releasing the arm down, sitting tall, shoulders pushing down, left ear to left shoulder. Left arm reaches up and gently places onto the cheek. Again, not tugging, just adding that extra weight. Again, you have the option to flex and extend that opposite arm to increase the stretch. Then lowering that arm back down towards the ground and using the left hand to lift the head up to center. Finally, we're going to take both hands and clasp the fingers, taking the arms up and over, placing it onto the middle part of your neck. So you're just going above the neckline into the center of the head. Gently tip the chin towards the chest, then draw the elbows towards each other. Again, you're not tugging, you're just using the weight of the arms. Then gently lifting the elbows open and using the hands to lift the head back up to center. My hair is in the way of everything. Thanks so much for watching my video today. I hope these stretches help to relieve some stress and anxiety, particularly during this time. Like I said, if you want to try and hold each stretch for about 10 breaths and then repeat the whole cycle 3 times through, trying to ease a little deeper into the stretches each time. If you enjoyed the video today, please like and comment below, let me know, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on more free workouts, stretches, and routines coming very soon. Thank you.